Hello and welcome to the Seed Starting Challenge. It's the first day of this Seed Starting Challenge, and it's about 3 minutes before people come in. So welcome replayers. I'm going to get set up and let you know, tell you about the property that we're currently in. It's in GIY member Nancy's backyard, which I'm so excited to show you all. Look at that hoop house. Do you know how productive that little low tunnel was for her? And she is a first-time low tunnel gardener, first-time intentional permaculture gardener. So let's have a look around. I'm not using my phone here, so I might just want to switch and see if I can do both and have both of me here without sacrificing audio. No, I'll just do this one and carry my phone around with me. So let's take a look here. This is a little sandbox. Lots of possibilities in there. And that's her low tunnel. We'll take a look there later on. But today we're about to start seeds. She actually has here, I want to show you how she makes use of a portion of her house that is sunny and it's like maximizing small spaces here. She's going to grow hops vines there. She's really into wines, and this is her sage. I don't know if you can see it beside the daffodils. Ooh, there we go, sage. I don't want to be nosy and look into the low tunnels without asking her permission, but I really am tempted to. So I'm going to set this down. It's about 1 minute before we start, and we'll see who comes on. In the southern climates, zone 7, 8, this is actually just almost the end of the time. If you want to still catch a spring garden, we're kind of late. We've been seed starting since January. And on Thursday, I'm going to share a video of a January seed start, because that could still work now. But today, we're going to go and seed start like this. I'm going to start by setting up make sure that I can hear you all if you come on board. Setting up the tray. And just make everything big here. Maximize everything. There we go. I'm going right ahead and doing this potting thing for her with the water. I'm going to go and bring this in closer so I don't have to dust. This is a very fancy potting soil for happy flower. Okay, so I'm filling this up. Now, the more you fill it up, the stronger your seedlings come. If you're just doing, hey, Kate. If you're just joining us, welcome. Hi, Kate. I hope you can see. Thought I admitted you. Yeah. somewhere in there. Maybe I'm joining. There we go. I'll wait for Kate to come in. What is happening? Maybe my connection is not too good, and I'm preventing you from joining. Let's see how we're doing here. Connection is connected to my phone. And all right, well, I'm gonna keep on going then. So we're just getting started. And one thing that I notice is when people seed start with us and they're bringing their own soil, which is great. Usually the potting soil, even though it does say potting soil, potting soil, it's a great base, but it comes with different things in it. It comes with a lot of stones and rocks. And these things, I really don't like starting seeds in them because, especially if I'm growing microgreens, they're not going to grow on rocks like this. I'm just going to toss that there. Or at least, or I'm going to pick out the rocks and sticks that I find. Oh, Kate is trying to join, but it's not working. See you joining, but it's not letting you in somehow. I'm asking her if it's waiting room participant is not in the meeting. Oh, all right. She must be trying some other way. All right, so the way that we're starting is, the way that we're doing this is try to remove as many of the little rocks and sticks and stones that you can find as you can. It's great to have a mix in your potting soil, you know, that it's not just compost or it's not just topsoil, that it's a nice mix because you need both. You need like the tilth of compost and you need the dryness sometimes of coconut coir, which I see in here. You need the organic matter. It's great to start your seedlings out well. Now, I really prefer this as the potting soil, even though I don't know what these flecks of white are, maybe little rocks. Yeah, little like, oh, mycorrhizal fungi already comes with it. So it's great to start off with both of these. And the thicker it is, the better. So let me just layer this up more. I'm just gonna get the bulk of it from here, but mix in some nice soil from. Ooh, so you see how this potting mix has super big chunks of stuff. But it's great. It gives me the bulk. This one's the good one that you just have to like, okay, so I'm gonna fill this up. I like to fill it up to the brim, especially since this is such a small container. I'm gonna try to fill it a little bit more. Okay, so now that it's kind of more filled out, I'm going to choose the seeds that I'm going to put in here. So this is a 10-10 tray. I know I gave, I'm in Nancy's backyard, and I know I gave her a 10-20 once. But the 10-10 trays, I would start maybe 2 types of seeds in this, just to give her a nice number of seedlings to work from. There, almost to the brim. They will even overdo that sometimes. Okay. I like how fine the Happy Frog one is. I'm not all for like brand or anything. This we use something called leaf grow, which is just a leaf compost, so carbon heavy. Mycorrhizal is a great amendment to that too. And then mix it with some compost. So then you have a good balance. But I like how fine the potting, the second one, the Happy Frog. I'm gonna show you the different bags that I'm getting. The Happy Frog is, I know, is expensive, but it's finer. And then there's the potting soil, which is more for like my bulk, the topsoil. And then I just sift some of those rocks that I find from there. Okay, now that I have it, it's not super filled to the brim, but it's pretty good. I just want to keep within our 15 minutes. I'm just going to run some of the water here, and I'll do that again a little later. And then I'm going to pick which seeds could still make it. So this is a pea. I think it's too late for peas. We usually do peas in February. In our climate, which is zone 7. And if you're higher than zone 7, so peas, no way, unless you're just growing them for microgreens. Cilantro slow bulk might be a possibility if you're just growing it first for leaves. Also late, I think, even though it is slow bulk. Carrots, that's a possibility. And parsley, all of these are great. Golden beet and Swiss chard, of course, I'm partial to that. I don't know if Nancy had a specific order that she wanted. She's taking a call right now. So, and Lola Rosa lettuce. All right, direct sow, organic sprouting mix, green snow peas. Okay, so I'm going to go with the carrots, cilantro, and Swiss chard. So of these two, I'll do cilantro and Swiss chard because the carrot is a root crop. I'd rather do root crops with root crops. And I'll try to get, since it says slow bulk, I might as well try cilantro, even though I think, I don't know, it might bulk, but what we're trying to do is get the same kinds of seeds in one tray so that when you do dig them out, it's at the same time that you harvest them. So it says, sow in tray. Okay, she even puts directions. Let's start with the Swiss chard, and I'll put them in my hand. Now, Swiss chard is very similar to the beets, which she also has. They are the same family, chenopod, and beets, though, will spring 3 shoots or 3 crops. 3 plants will come from 1 seed, but Swiss chard, I'm not sure. I don't think so. And then because of the size of the seed, I'm just going to put a line down the middle because I don't have any other dividers right now. And we're going to do hokey pokey first. That's how I start seeds with kids. So you can see where you're going to drop. And what I do is alternate. I do a row of 3 and a row of 2 so that you're actually planting in a hexagonal line. And with, half an inch to an inch spacing is fine, just so that I can pry apart the roots when the time comes to harvest them. Dave does even more, oops, put 2 in there. He does more intensive than this. By intensive, I mean less spacing than this, because he'll just be very careful with prying apart the roots. I'm just going to do it direct sow. And some people will have different pods, right? Like 1 pod per seed. The problem with that is the pods sort of separate the root zones. And there is some benefit to sowing these guys alongside each other where they can communicate and connect. And the mycorrhizal fungi, that's the white stuff that you see, white flecks here, are going to actually help them talk to one another and have and that'll have benefits because there is plant signaling that's growing on and that we're just scratching the surface of right now. It's really interesting if you go into it, and we talked about this a lot in the watch parties last month with Yeah, with John Kempf. So that is the end of that. So you saw how I kind of poked it in, pressed it in, and then covered it with soil. So now you don't see anything, and you can essentially dust it over, and hopefully everything that I just put in will sprout. And I have a few more, so I might as well just like put them in the corners. Let's see what happens. You know, I might have a few on top of each other. It's fine. Try to keep it neat and tidy. All right. Okie dokie pokey. So that's Swiss chard on this side. I have to label it, and that's what these guys are for. Oh, I didn't bring any pen. So I'll just put a label here. Swiss chard. So I'm just gonna put, I did not put, if you put this one here, then everything is gonna come out. Put this one here, Swiss chard for now. Okay. All right, now next one. Where are we on the clock? We're 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. So I'm gonna finish up with this and just make sure that you all can see this. If you have any questions, we'll join us again tomorrow at noon, at 11:45 or a quarter till the hour. Noon, 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Pacific time. So it's 9 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Mountain time, 11 a.m. 11:45. What am I saying? It's 8:45 Pacific time, 9:45 Mountain, 10:45 Central, and 11:45 Eastern, and 7 in Hungary, quarter to 7 in Hungary. But we hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to do the slow bolt next, and then tomorrow I'll see you hopefully in my farm. Bye.